So tell me who you are and why you're here at Epilepsy Awareness Day.
I'm Douglas Hutchison, and I represent the Chelsea Hutchison Foundation. We're out of Denver, Colorado, and we established this foundation after our daughter had a seizure in her sleep and died from what we later found out to be SUDEP. So we set up the foundation because Chelsea, during her 6 years of having seizures, was such a vibrant child that we felt that she needed something to continue that legacy, or whatever, however you want to put it. So we decided that we needed to do something in her behalf to basically help people with what she was later diagnosed with. And we basically thought that if she liked dogs, so the initial thrust of this foundation was to try to help people get seizure response dogs. Later on, we found out that there are monitors out there that are a quicker fix than the dogs. And so then we started helping people get those monitors and watches and stuff like that that help solve problems a little bit quicker. As a result, we've been at this for about 10 years. It's taken on different aspects, but the thrust still is dogs and monitors. We also spread word about what we found out later she had been diagnosed with, and that was epilepsy and SUDEP, what she died from. And so we also work with people to tell them about SUDEP, and that's something that isn't always appreciated by the general epileptic community, especially doctors, but we feel that it's necessary for folks that have this problem to know that their child can die from a seizure at any time. And so not only that, but right now, as you can tell from, we actually tried to find as many people and find the funds to bring as many people as we can to this event every year. This year we're bringing 17 families to this event. They'll come in, they'll get to basically take in the expo, and then we provide them with tickets to go to Disneyland Wednesday, Epilepsy Awareness Day, and then Thursday to the Adventureland. And so we just try to put the word out there about what we encountered and try to help people so that they don't encounter the same situation, in a nutshell.
What was Chelsea like as a teenager?
Well, as a teenager, as I said, you know, so many times we see kids that are so debilitated by these seizures that they really have difficulty just functioning. Chelsea didn't have that particular problem. She may have had maybe 4 or 5 seizures a year. They were the grand mal type, but she always recovered relatively quickly, and so we tried our darndest to try to find solutions to what might have been causing them and stuff like that, but we didn't have an urgency at that particular point in time because we felt like at some point we would find something. And her first seizure occurred when she was having her own birthday party, and she had a strobe light that was for the party, and she had a seizure from it. Later on, these seizures took on different forms, like she had one where there was refracted light in a pool, and we were lucky enough to have somebody that basically caught her and pulled her out of the pool. There were things that, vigorous exertion would sometimes set off a seizure. But again, she was a straight A student, had all sorts of friends, so she was very social, and as athletic as we allowed her to be because of the fact that we were afraid of the seizures. But that's why we really felt strongly about doing something, because she was such a vibrant, and she was one of these kids. This is the best way to explain her. She had a seizure when she was running track and fell face first on handing the baton to another child. And naturally, with all this, she was banged up pretty good. But she was so concerned about how the kids at school would worry about her that she went to school the next day to tell them that she was all right. So that, in a nutshell, basically tells you how good a kid she was.
So I mean, since Chelsea's passing, you mentioned how you're starting to bring families here to Disneyland, and that you're doing that via celebration of Chelsea's life, but you're also doing it with celebrating other families' lives as well, and who have been touched by Sue Depp. And you, so tell me about why it's kind of your passion in bringing these families to Epilepsy Awareness Day.
Well, we feel another concept of that while she was with us, we probably hit Disneyland and Disney World about 8 times with her, and she always considered herself a princess of a sort. Belle was the best way to describe her, but we decided that since she loved the whole idea about Disney, is that what better way for people to, to be made aware of what this place is like, is to bring them to something that not only benefits them with the expo itself, but the parks on, in addition. And so as a result, it's something that we felt was really important, and it's become a very strong part of our foundation to bring as many families as we can gather up the funds to do this. Again, it has become, like you say, a passion of ours to provide this for folks.
So how can viewers get involved with Chelsea Hutchison Foundation and Chelsea's Wish, and also to join you with fundraising? Is there a way for them to do that?
We have a website that's Chelsea Hutchison, or the Chelsea Hutchison's, the Chelsea's Legacy, and we also have different, what's the other? It's a website, and then you can email us. But basically, what we try to do is put the word out there that we are, aware of everybody having that problem, and so it just comes down to looking us up on Chelsea's Legacy.
So finally, tell me about Stomp.
Oh, Stomp.
Yeah.
Well, that's a walk that we have in Denver, and every year it gets a little bit bigger. We started out with probably about 100 people, and after 10 years we've got it up to about, I think this year we had about 600 people. We actually, we started at Clement Park in Denver, and this year we transformed it to a different area because they were doing some reconstruction there, and it was at Hudson Gardens. But this is always a good event to make people aware of not only SUDEP, but epilepsy in general. And so we've got different walks across the country. We had a couple in Kansas, one in West Virginia, and another one in Florida, and then there was one in Texas, and then I think they had one in California. Every year these occur at different times, but a lot of times we try to make them, stagger them so that we can ourselves maybe get there and be present at their particular walk. So, but this is our 10th year for a walk, and it's a good way to put the word out about epilepsy in general and get everybody enthused about participating.
So Doug, thank you for your time and talking about Chelsea.
You're entirely welcome. Hope you can edit that.
Really fantastic.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.